forget. So welcome to the Team Forge Fit Tribe team call. It is, I had to think about the date. It's Tuesday, August 20th. And usually our team calls the first of the month, but because we had a guest speaker, I wanted to make sure it was on a night where we could all jump on, and I'm super excited. So while we're waiting for her, I'm just going to jump on with a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Jennifer L., who's a new coach this month. And shout out to Nikki C., who is also a new coach. So welcome, ladies, to the squad. I'm super excited that you are here, and we're looking forward to crushing this month and the rest of our lives together. So I'm super excited for that. Anybody want to celebrate any successes that they have seen since July or August? It could be even the littlest success. You can unmute yourselves. Nobody had any successes. I find that hard to believe. I've had tons of momentum since Summit, and I feel like my posts have been quality posts, and I'm really speaking to my person. And really finding my voice in my posts, and I think people are really resonating with that, and just continuing to follow up. I've gotten probably the most Success Club points total for all my business centers in July, and we were in 1-star qual for almost 3 weeks before a slight little mishap. So we're gonna keep crushing it. Anybody else got some wins, weight loss wins, program wins?
I actually have one of my first, I've had some working coaches in the past, but this is one of my first that I'm super freaking pumped that she has joined my team. So that just feels really good. Once you feel like you're really attracting your tribe and things start to flow, I feel like everything shifts. So
yes,
I'm super excited for that. And I'm loving MM100.
Me freaking too. Oh,
my soul. So I feel like that's a huge win.
Me too.
Is life.
And I think it's perfect for the people who are busy and they're short on time and they need something that's effective, that's short. And I love the motivation. I love Jericho. I think she's basically become my new favorite trainer.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Miss B'Neika. Let me unmute you, girl. Hey, girl, hey!
Oh, how's it going?
Girl, you looking all fabulous and stuff. Look at all that sunshine. I'm like, it's nighttime over here, and you're over there looking all fly and stuff. We were just celebrating wins for the month since our last team call, and we were just really talking about how amazing MM100 is.
Nice. I love it. I'm loving it.
I love it. And I love how you have been just not only crushing your workouts, but how you've been showing everyone the different modifications and how you can go hardcore and how you can modify. And I'm gonna have you talk a little bit about that tonight, because I just am super excited to have you here, girl.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. How are you guys doing tonight? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, we're good. I don't know. I think everybody else is good. It's a good day. I don't know if Sandra and Nicole can show their faces.
It's all right. It's 9 o'clock at night, which means
all right. I hear you.
Somebody in the background, you know what I mean?
I hear you. Well, listen, I wanted to introduce you because people don't know the story. How I randomly were walking down the street. I'm pretty sure I was hungover from the night before partying with Aaron King, and we're walking down the street and we're getting ready to go and have our big team gathering, and I see this girl on her cell phone with this unicorn headband on, her lashes popping, and I was like, I need to be friends with this girl right away. And you know when the spirit just tells you something, I was like, skirt, and I went back over and I was like, hey, I love you. I love your vibe. I just love everything about you. And B'Neika's like, come and get on video with me. And I was like, I love you even more now. So
yeah. Well, I'll talk about that. So what happened was during the first summit, I feel like what happens is there is so many of us, like as coaches, and we're all a little different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our job is to help like the next mom, the next whoever, be a better person.
Yeah.
Well, I can't relate to everybody like that, and it's not my job to relate to everybody. But I know that there's going to be one coach that I was going to pass by that may relate to someone that's following me, but like they're just like, I want more, but there's something about you that just, I like you, but I'm not ready to join you. I need something else to help. And so my thing was to interview as many people as possible so that someone could find their tribe based off how I was, based off who I was able to interview. And it's funny because I actually posted in a group and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it with you. And when I brought my phone, they're like, oh my God, I'm not ready. I can't do it. And I was like, you're messing me up right now. Like, they're like, oh, I don't know what to say. I was like, you're still messing me up. So when Amanda came by and she said, I was like, you know what? You're going to be my interviewer. And it's crazy because she was the only one that agreed. Everyone else agreed beforehand. I even had my tripod. Like, I was ready. I had a remote control. Like, I was about to do this. And everybody was like, no, I can't. I'm just like, ah. And I was like, whatever. So I was able to interview her and, just go ahead and it's crazy because I didn't even look at her profile. Like I went ahead, I sent her a friend request or whatever. I tried, like, even though I call myself being on social media, I actually try not to be on social media when we're at our events. Like I'll post, but I don't scroll, like I'm present to be there and I'll just go back later. And so it was one of those truly spiritual moments because, she has a baby who is an angel on earth with us. You know what I mean? Like he is so amazing. I love him. And my 4 children, I call them my 4 special angels. They don't have physical disabilities, but they have mental disabilities. So I have 4 children. They're 21, 16, 11, and 7. And so to see another mom who has a child that learns different or is going to be different, that has different things, it made us connect. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know her and I have a connection. Oh, also, if my internet goes out, let me know. It has AIDS, so I have my tablet to get on to use a whole nother. So let me know, okay? It's bad. I'm in a dead zone, so like I can't get phone calls. It's horrible. So let me know. I can switch it up. That's why I have it right here. But it was so awesome to meet her and we clicked. There we go. Our personalities, everything. And I was like, oh my God, I love her. And I watch you guys in her story. You guys, whoever's her clients and her team, you guys are jamming. And music's my thing. So like before I got hyped, people are like, are you going to write notes? No one listen to music and let the music tell me what to say and what not to do. So I love you guys. Like to see you guys jamming in the morning. I'm like, oh, those are my people. I love them. That goes through. So I know the talk today is about being you and being your tribe. And she asked me before we got on the call, like, what did you want them to know? And I was like, nothing. And I'm going to explain to you why. Nobody cares about your rank and beach body except your team. The day I became diamond, I told my kids, Mama's a diamond. And my son said, but what's for dinner? And I was like, but Mom worked hard. And he goes, I know, I'm hungry though. And I was like, no, you don't understand what happened. And he was like, so you're getting paid to buy us dinner. And like, it was just like, but someone needs to care about me right now. And that's my tribe. Like the people that's already joined that's in you, they care about that. Everybody else does not care about that. What they do care about though is who you are as a person and what positive vibe you can bring into yourself. So think about whatever you want to be in the business. So if it's even if you just want to be a strong discount coach, because I was that for a long time. That's what bought this makeup, baby. Yes. So you can be a strong discount coach, hobby coach, or you want to go for the rank. But what does that mean for you? Like, what exactly does that mean? I don't know who went to Summit last year. When we were in Illinois the first time, right? So do y'all remember the story of the black girl that was on there that fed her family? That was me. So they pulled that story. They lied to me about sharing that story. They said they were going to talk about the $250 diamond bonus that we had gotten for, I think for being diamond for so long. And I thought it was going to be a collage of other moms and other people that earned it. I had no idea that they were going to actually share my story of why that was important to me. It didn't matter my rank. It didn't matter whatever. My kids in the situation we were in is my check is what fed my children. But we were on such a limited budget, there was no extras. Like, it was like, oh, I want seconds. You put that back and that's for tomorrow. Like, that's not that, or, whatever. So when I got that diamond bonus, you would have thought we had $1 million. Boy, we went out, buy whatever you want on the shelf. We got 3 pizzas from Little Caesars. Everybody had their own. We ate it up. We had ice cream. We even threw food away. I was like, put in the trash. We were bougie today. We put that out. So for me, I'm a coach to help other moms love themselves. But the reason I need to get somewhere is because I need to feed my babies. That's the ultimate down. So I don't care what rank I am, because at the end of the day, if I can't feed my babies, it doesn't matter. So that's why I didn't want to be introduced as a label, because sometimes I think when we become coaches, how many of you were on fire and then became a coach and was like, oh my God, I have to go to coach college and be the perfect coach. And so your selfies went from Shakeology to Shakeology with the good side. You know what I mean? You became a coach and all of a sudden you had a side. What does that mean? So that's what the labels freak us out, and we become the label instead of staying who we are. I go by self-love coach because that's what I want to give everybody else. I want to be a self-love. When people say, so who do you work for? I work for myself, and I'm a self-love coach, and I use Beachbody as a tool to help other women. I am Team Beachbody, but I'm not a Beachbody coach. That's, I am who I am. And I am here how I can help other moms. I cuss. I like to dance. I like to twerk. I like to look at vulgar stuff. I like the weird sense of humor. I laugh at my kids at the weirdest things. That's who I am. And I want somebody else that understands that that's living life. I refuse. Oh, I'm glad I'm your person. Someone loves me. But I refuse to change who I am in order to please other people. And I did that when I first became a coach. I allowed all type of people in my bubble, and it made me hate my job. You ever go, I'm going to show up for myself, but I'm not going to get on any team page. I'm not going to talk to anybody that's under me or with me, because they're weird. They keep talking about crazy stuff. I just want to have a good time. And I had to realize it's okay to be that way and who I am. It's okay to be you 100%, because there is no other person that can do you the way you do you. Nobody else. No, you can have a twin sister and she still can't do you the way you do you, because that's what makes you different. You know what I mean? You may look different, but you're going to be different on the other side. That's what brings us together, though. You know what I mean? Once our common thing is what brings us together in a different way. And that's where you use your tribe to hold on. But when you're on social media, you are you. You don't have to be clean cut. You don't have to, care what other people say. You have to be you. She talks about the modifications, and I'll explain why I did the modifications. I was tired of fat women joining me to be fat. You would go, that didn't make sense. I'm just I'm a big girl, I'm working out, right? And you would think that would motivate other big women to work out. No, it inspired them to sign up and watch me work out and complain about why they couldn't do what I do because the workouts were too hard. And I was like, is that the image I'm giving off? And I realized but that's not how I started. I didn't start as some person that could do a burpee. I started as someone that marched in place. Anyone do 22-minute hardcore? Ever did that program? Let me tell you how I did 22-minute hardcore the whole 8 weeks. I love this program. It's great. Ajax. Okay, yeah, no. I did it the whole time. When I met Tony this time, I told him, I said, because of you, I hate animals. And he was like, that was rough. I was like, yeah, I hate every animal because of you. Why did you make every move an animal? I said they were cute and cuddly, and then I did your program and I hate it. And I like, so, but I marched in place and I was okay with sharing that. People like, how did you do the move? I said, I did it. I marched in place. And the reason for that is because I tried it, but I couldn't do it safe enough to continue the move. So I learned how to modify. I learned how to go, because so many people want to be able to show, oh, you can do a full burpee, but how'd you get there? What happened before that? Have you always been that person? So I wanted to show my person is someone that says, where I started was 328 pounds. And I wanted that person to go, I get it. I'm big. I'm unfit, but one day I want to be fit, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be fit. That is my person. And that's what I want to share. That's what I want to put out. I don't want to put out someone that's perfect. I don't want to put down somebody that has their shit together. I don't want to put, because that's not me. Like I'm that's not me. And so and I brought somebody in my circle that was like that. And every day I would get a text message that told me what was wrong with my background. Did you see there was a sock on your phone? Did you see that the refrigerator was left open in your cabinets? I think Amory had poop smeared on the wall in that picture. You may want to take that down. I was like, why are you telling me this? I don't care. Like, I'm a mom. This happens. At the time, my 5-year-old didn't understand that tissue was for his butt, not my wall. So he was just like, and sometimes I missed it, and I'd be like, that wasn't that selfie, but it was really cute, so I'm gonna keep it and just like, ignore it for right now. So that was who I was. And eventually I started attracting my people because of who I was. Now there's a difference. Let me explain about the Hot Mess Express of positivity and the Hot Mess Express of negativity. We're vulnerable. I get it. We want to share our story. I get it. But we don't have to show that we used to eat out of a gutter in order to relate to people, to make them want to be a part of us. Some stories are meant for our personal conversation. Sometimes it's meant for us to say, sometimes, my life used to be worse than what it is today, but I'm proud that I was able to come through. Because what happens is when you give like too raw, you get the raw people that don't want to put a Band-Aid on themselves and heal. So you want to attract people that are ready to heal. So if you haven't completely healed from that raw moment, I don't recommend sharing it, because you're going to get people that are going to keep opening that womb, and it's going to put you in a weird place. You know what I mean? Like, I had an eating addiction, and I never talked about food because it was something I was working on. I talked about how eating was hard for me, or I talked about how, I had to focus, or I had to not do certain things. But as I healed, I was able to share that I used to eat behind dumpsters because I had to toss the food away. Like, I would get off work, go to Wendy's, get a triple, a Frosty, an extra large, a sweet tea, eat it, pop it in the trash, go home and eat like nothing had happened. Like, that was my thing. I used to eat and hide. So, but I couldn't share that until I made healing progress towards that, because all it did when I started to heal about that is someone else was like, girl, I remember doing that too. It's okay. But they brought me back to that place. You know what I mean? Like, that person, we ended up eating together. Let's just say that. You end up like finding that person that puts you back into that spot. So like, whatever, like deep dive, if you haven't gone into a place of healing yet, you don't have to share the raw part of it. You can share part of it. I used to say, I struggle with my eating, and I used to overeat. And that's all I had to say, that I used to overeat. And then as I healed, it came. So, be who you are, be okay with sharing about you, whatever, but don't share the raw part until it's time that that you're in a healing part of that. And share the lessons from the struggles, and the lessons about like how it's gonna, go forward. I'm a mom in transition. My kids, so right now I live in Hawaii because my kid's dad is in the Army. He wanted my children to stay with him, not in my life, not on no island. It takes 24 hours to get here. If something was to happen, I need to be with my babies. So we cohabitate. I get paid to watch my children. That's how I put it. So when he gets paid, give me your check. I'm about to go grocery shopping. This is what we do. So people are like, who are you? I'm the legal nanny. I'm the legal nanny. They might try to figure that out. It's not my job to let you figure that. That's just what I do. And other people are like, I can't believe you talk about that. I would be embarrassed. I would be ashamed. I would whatever. Why? This is my life. You know what I'm saying? Like this is who I am. And so that is part of like, I share it, but I don't let that be my storefront all the time, because you want who you are, not what you're labeled as. I guess that's the words I was going for. So don't allow the labels to be who you are on social media to attract your tribe. Allow who you are to attract your tribe. If you're fun loving, if you are a stickler for things being straight, talk about the things being straight. But that doesn't mean that you have to be, like me, a special needs mom. I don't have to be a special needs mom. I'm a mom of 4 amazing kids who happen to have special needs, but I'm not a special needs mom. You see the difference? And that's what's going to help you attract your tribe, and not the person that's attracted to the negative part of who you are. Because that's what you ever like get someone and you're just like, I don't understand why you're coming to me. We don't even click. Why do you think I'm your person? And it could have been when you shared about yourself, you became the label instead of becoming you, who happens to have a little bit of that in your life. So be you, but don't be the label that has been attached to you. When you're doing this coaching, the word coach, don't let you define what a coach is. Don't let Beachbody define what a coach is. Don't let the person next to you define what a coach is. When I have people sign up, they're like, I don't want to be a coach. I'm not ready. And I'm like, well, did you fill out the application before you became a mom? And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, you didn't I said, you were hell-bent on being a mom. You were like, oh, I want to do this, but you were never a mom before. So what's the difference between being a coach? You'll learn as you go. As a mom, you learn as you go. My daughter's 21 years old, and I can't tell you anything about being a mom. Nothing. Every day she makes me go, you know what? Yeah, no, try again. So we learn as we go. So don't let people hold the coach thing. Don't allow the what's those things called? Our ranks define who you are, because you are more than that. I break it down when someone's like, what exactly is a diamond coach? And I'm like, I'm a woman that helped 8 women start their own business, and 2 of those women advance their business to do what I do. And it's like, oh, I can do that. Sounds a lot simpler than to go, so if you put 4 people on your right and 4 people on your left, and then you have that 2 person, nobody knows what that is. You know what I mean? It's like, it becomes unrelatable, and you don't even talk like that. We don't talk like that. So I think that was the gist of everything that I had. Yeah, I think that was it.
I love it. I love it. Like, I think my biggest takeaway, I'm just over here taking notes. What you said when you said there is no other person who can do you the way that you do you. Mm-hmm. That was the mic drop right there. I mean, that was probably like mind-blowing, because I think you're right. I think we fall into this category of this perfect image of a coach, and we see like all these coaches on stage, and we have to be like them, or we have to do like them, or our lives have to be transformed like them. And while their stories are transformational and inspirational,
right,
it's not our story.
Right. Yes. I don't know if you guys pay attention to like when people go on stage, and I can instantly tell who's on what team. Mm-hmm. Because they become clones of their coach. Mm-hmm. And I get that that's awesome. I get that that's awesome. But when do you stop? So what happens if your coach decides to make a change? Do you change too? Like you should want to be part of your coach's team because you believe in her vision, not physically, but mentally. So when all of a sudden there's like the whole whatever, like everybody had gray hair, and I was like, I know what team you're on. I know, so it's one of those where, as we continue to follow and things, like we have to attach and we have to continue to be ourselves and continue to be okay with it. Your person doesn't have to look like you. They just have to believe like you. You know what I mean? Like that type of look. The vision has to be the same, but not the physical appearance. Has to be the same. I joke all the time. I am like the only Black girl on my team, like a few down, like, or whatever. And I mess with my coach all the time. Like she'll recruit someone and I'll go, she's not going to be here much longer. She goes, why? I said, I'm the only Black person allowed on this team. I'm going to need you to fix that. And she goes, stop doing that. And so like she'll come as welcome. And I'm like, how are you? Like whatever. But I play and I joke all the time. But if you meet my coach, you'll be like, you guys are the same person. But I don't have to look like her to be like, like, or whatever. And she's like, how tall is Jen? Jen's probably like 6 feet. She has like ripped abs, brown, blue eyes, whatever. Like we look nothing alike, but we are the same. Like if you get us together, we are the same person. And I didn't even like her when we got together. I was watching her kid, like I was a babysitter. So that was, it's one of those. What else? There was something I thought, but I forgot. I'll if I remember before we get off.
So when you are attracting your people, I mean, your posts they're real, they're raw, but they don't, like you were sharing earlier about how you don't go to that place where you don't have healing. What do you think when you're talking to your people? Do you know what your people want to hear? Are they all, like what you've been through because that's your person? Or like, do you have a couple different women that you're trying to speak to?
So that's an interesting question. It actually took me a while to figure that out. You know how we do the avatar, how like this, the avatar training? I think it's bullshit. And I'll tell you why. Because I change on a daily basis. 1 minute I might like to do this, 1 minute I like to do that. It doesn't work for me. But one thing I do know about myself is I like to work hard so that I can play hard. I'm a hustler. I'll be like in the very end. I go after stuff. I'm a researcher. So for instance, if one of you were to post something and I like it, I won't even have to ask you what you did. I would physically look at your post and I will go and find that on the internet. Somebody posted a video when Morning Meltdown came up in their stories. Or like Carl did something in their stories and it was a video and a picture and the music was going in the background. I was like, I need that. He didn't say who posted it, but I went through iPhone and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the app. I was buying all kinds of stuff there until I found it. Once I found it, I duplicated that through my team. Like I was making videos and sending, my girls had all kind of fancy stuff going through, but it's because that's who I am. Though that's my person. It doesn't matter what she looks like. It doesn't matter what her background is. I don't care how many kids she has. I don't care if she has kids or not. It doesn't matter because if you like to work hard and play hard like I do, we're going to matter. So that was what I had to realize is what was in my core. Like what was the core about me? Like I wear makeup. I love wearing makeup, but my person doesn't have to love wearing makeup. There is one thing that you have to be okay with is knowing that if we share a room together, I'm going to be butt naked the entire time. So if you're uncomfortable by somebody that likes showing their body, we are not going to do well. And I'm not going to put clothes on because you're uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable the entire time. And so that is the only thing that I let them know. One of my new coaches, when she was like, you wasn't lying about this, sure wasn't. And she sure didn't room with me again this year because she was like, I'm used to it. We're fine. Like, I didn't care. Like, I was brushing my teeth butt naked. And I was like, hey, well, she's like, are you going to put clothes on for what? Is there a problem? She was like, no. Oh, okay. So we're going to keep talking. So that is, you have to be okay. Where have you been? I've been right here, girl. That is the only thing that I tell people. Like, if you have a problem with my nudity, because I love to be naked, I love to be free, all that in between, then you're probably not going to want to room with me. I'm not going to force it on you if you're not in my room, but if you're in my room, you know, emoji. But other than that, it's what's at my core. So, you know, I go after people that want more in life. Love you too, baby. You know, I go for people that want more in life. So that is my, who I speak to. So like, I had a lady the other day that was in my inbox wanting to join, and her words threw me off. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be the right coach for you. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I said, yeah, I said, all of your words are throwing me off. I said, as much as it would benefit me to sign you up, and I really needed that point, but I didn't take her. I was like, you know what? You're just not, you're not my person. It's not, if you want to be a client, that's fine. And then I took my words back. I said, you know what? I wouldn't even work as your coach either. I would not work as your coach. I said, but if you want me to point you in the right direction to someone that may work for you, let me know. And she decided not to sign up as it is. Afterwards, but it allowed, if I felt good to be in control of who I brought into my circle. There's a lady that signed up, she signed up Friday. That woman had that link since August, August, right? August 1st. And she just signed up. And so she texts me, I'm all done. It doesn't matter. I told you when the cutoff was, and you're going to have to wait to the next round. Like, I'm not going to backtrack. And that was something like, for the longest, I was always backtracking. I'm a fast forward type person. I give you the tools. I tell you the cutoff. You make the choice if you want to, or you'll just wait till the next one. She made the choice for her. So I'm okay with knowing that. You know what I mean? Like, before, it was people like, you're too harsh, or maybe you're this. But it wasn't that I'm too harsh. Like, this is how I am. This is what, you know, this is the things that keep people going. And if I sit there and diddle with them, they'll never move forward, because they're always going to expect me to, it's all right, it's okay, you can. But no, we're moving. We're trying to be awesome and stuff. We can't be awesome in the past. We can only be awesome in the future. So she'll have to wait till September. So, you know, be okay with, as much as Success Club, those points help, because I sure need to pay for Punta Cana and stuff like that. As much as they help, and as much as, you know, the things you get from them, it's not worth your sanity. I'm telling you, it's just not worth. So be okay with letting someone know, if you feel it in your heart that they're just not going to be your person. It's okay with saying, you know what, I'm not the best fit for you. Maybe I can find somebody else that's a better fit for you. Or, you know, give them the free trial for 14 days and see what happens. And if they show you that they're whatever, then you move to the next level. But don't just because you'll be dragging them along and no one wants that. Yes, you would. I've had some weird experiences. I'll use the word weird as a coach, and it's because I didn't stay with my gut. I was chasing shiny objects, things that used to mean it never meant anything to me. It meant to someone else. And I thought it was going to mean the same to me once I achieved it, and it didn't. You know, like, it's one of those things where you have to, you know, go after it for the right reason. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I get Success Club because I like to travel. I never traveled as a girl. My parents we were rich broke. So my dad was an officer. We had all nice things, but we didn't have stuff. It was the weirdest thing ever. So we never traveled. We never did things. So Success Club is how I travel. End of story. That's how I travel. So that's why I hit Success Club. All of a sudden, I started going after Legend because I wanted to go, because someone else was like, you should go, whatever. Not because I needed, you know, whatever. And it was like 3 hours to midnight on East Coast time. And I had been on the phone with this girl for 4 hours. Like, think about this, like, going back and forth. And she stopped talking to me in the middle of it. And the next day she made a choice. She was like, you know, I changed my mind. I lost my go-to for Legend, like, by 1 month. And I was like, I stepped away for 30 days. Like, I was like, I'll still show up for my clients, but I had to step away. it was during Summit. And I said, B'Neika, what was the problem? Like, what frustrated you? And it was because I stopped being my authentic self about why I was behind it. I was going after somebody that I knew, you know, I didn't even want to work with them, but I needed the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, so the thing is, it's not worth it in the long run. If you continue to show up as yourself, you'll continue to get your people. And when I made that switch, like that simple, the next month, my people have been rolling in ever since. Like, I went back through my feed. It's okay to, audit yourself. It's okay to have somebody that's been following you and you don't even know them to go, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you go on my Facebook? Would you go on my Facebook? Would you go on my Instagram? And can you tell me what you think of me based off my pictures and my words? And if, you know, be like, I'll send you something, you know, for your time or whatever, and and tell them to be 100% authentic. Tell them what you see about yourself. And if what they return to you is not what you want people to know about you, switch it. Because that you want people to know about you what you want, not, you know what I mean? Not anything else, because you're going to attract the people you don't want, essentially. And yourself. So that's what I did. I went back and audited myself, and I was like, yeah, no. Change it.
I love that. I love that. That's got me thinking, but you're so right, because when you are working with people and you're getting people, like it zaps your energy, and then they're not going to show up anyway, and you're spending all this time and energy on either a coach who says they want to work the business but doesn't want to work the business and doesn't show up, or even a customer who's like, yes, I'm all in, and then doesn't show up, doesn't return your calls, goes ghost on you, and then, like, for what? You're like, I basically wasted my time, when I could have just said, no, let me point you in the right direction anyway.
Right. Or, you know, just give them, say, hey, you know, if this is not the right time, let me know when it's a better time, and we can go over this again later. And it gives you the confidence. It puts you as a business owner. You know what I mean? Like, when you go somewhere that has an invoice, like at Walmart, you know, they're not going to chase you around the store because you put something back on the shelf and force you to get it. Oh, I see you didn't like that. Why? Let me show you why you need it. Like, no, they don't do it. So we don't have to do it too. We know what we have. Our products work. Our programs work. Our community is the best community out there. We know it. So we don't have to sell them that. You know, our thing is connecting ourselves with our person. And when we get them within the community, that's when we, you know, our branches and things go out and it's better. But we don't have to force people in there. Like, think about like apples. If you put a bad apple in a barrel and a thing, the rest of the apples are going to go bad. And that's what happened. It's 2016. I got that. So 2017, that's what happened in my team, is I had a bad apple and I had to get that apple out. Like, it was one of those things where, you know, I had to make a choice to go, you know what, this just isn't going to work. I was like, I can't tell you to quit, but I can take you out of everything. And it was just, you know, that person was just a bad apple. They had healing they needed to deal with. And it was like, it was a tough choice, because that was going to change. It was going to change rank and everything. And it was like, but it was worth it. So, you know, be okay with, you know, keeping the good seeds, the good people that want to be flourished, the things that want to come in and authentically be you, you know, with sharing that and being that, and, you know, being with someone that wants those same goals and want to do the same things you do. Like, I put the ladies in 100, we have a chat going on for Morning Meltdown 100. And, you know, my thing is every week take pictures. And they're just like, well, I want to wait on the 20th day. I said, yeah, but I'm going to need you to make pictures every day. I mean, every week, you know, just go ahead every week. Just go ahead and take the pictures every week. And I could tell based off the ones that took that up, who is more tribe related than the next person. You know what I mean? Just like simple stuff like that. You can see. But all of those women have something. There's one bad apple in the group. So let me explain. There's one bad apple in that group. And that bad apple was keeping people from showing and doing what they had to do. So for me, I had to be more authentic than, you know, like when I say more authentic, I had to use colorful words, right, to get my point across. And then after that, they started to see the reason behind why I wanted them to take pictures every week. Because what happens on week 3, you have no idea the greatness that happened in week 2, because you're looking at week 3. So now they're like, oh my God, like I didn't realize that I would have had that had I not taken that picture. Now that bad apple has realized what's happening, and they're going through. But I had to work harder than I needed to because of that bad apple. So that's another like reason why, you know, and it's okay. Like I had to pull that person aside and say, either you're going to shut the hell up, are you going to, or you're going to join in. Like that's your only option. You can do what we're doing or just shut the hell up. I don't need your opinion. I don't need your whatever. And that's how I was able to get that person. Like they're just quiet now, but you know, the rest of us is keeping it going. So be okay with being you. You know what I mean? Like it's like the best feeling ever. Like what did I tell? Live your life as if something were to happen to you and your kids have to go through your phone. My kids won't be shocked at nothing they find. They'll be like, yeah, that's my mom. I remember when she probably took that. You know, so that's how you live your life. As if something were to happen and your kids have to find your phone, how would you feel if they found your phone? If you're okay with everything in your phone, you're living your life authentically. If there's a struggle, then you have to ask yourself, well, why does it bother you if someone finds out?
I love that. This is fire. I am so glad you could jump on. Well, I wanted to open up the floor, like, to any questions that anyone has to B'Neika, like, just in regards, and her handle, if you're not on Instagram and you're not already following her, big mistake. Like, just because she's just so, like, what you see in this call, this is literally like everyday life. And I'm like, this is why I like her so much. She's at Once Upon a Squat official, but I think there's some underscores in there, right?
It's an underscore official. I had a lady steal my name when I signed up on Facebook, and so she still hasn't changed it. So it's underscore official.
I'm going to type it in so that everybody can get in the chat box. But I mean, she's so good, and it's awesome. But I want to open up. Does anybody got any questions about being authentic, finding your tribe, posting, anything like that? You can unmute yourselves at this point in time, y'all.
I have a question. So, like, did you, and I missed the beginning, I apologize. We had a million things going on with kids. So when you started, like, were you like that in the beginning, or and I don't want you to have to repeat, so, because I'll re-listen to the recording, but like, when did you finally like click? Like, you're like, this is me. Because I loved what you said, because I was actually just talking to my husband about this. Like, for so long, even in this coaching job, I hid behind the screen of what I thought people needed me to be, or thought I needed to be, or, you know, worried about what people are going to think about me. Like, do I have the right clothes? Did I have the right, you know, all that kind of crap. And now I'm like this 42-year-old woman who's like, F that, like, this is who I am, and either you like me or you hate me, and I don't give a crap, because this is who I am, and I gotta be this way for my kids. Yes. So, like, and there's still times though, I quiet down, I calm down, because I'm like, okay, bring it in, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I love it. Like, you're just like, this is who I am, and I'm just loving your energy.
Thank you. I'll tell you, actually, I didn't speak on that. So that was a good question. So when I first started as a coach, I signed up as a discount Christmas. Like, my coach, I just texted her. I was like, she was on Christmas. Like, yeah, I just signed up. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I needed those shakes. First of all, Shakeology was gross as shit. First, I'm telling you. But because I spent $129, I was like, I'm going to finish the bag. To this day, everybody that signs up, I say vanilla is the worst thing. That's what I signed up. I was like, don't do it. But I like the way it made me feel. So I was like, I'm going to change flavors, you know, whatever. So what was happening was, when I first started as a coach, it was, you know, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is my results. Keep it moving. And my coach called. She goes, you're an emerald. And I was like, I don't know what the hell that is. She goes, and you have 6 coaches under you? And I was like, yep, still don't know what that is. But I got paid, so I bought some makeup. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, absolutely nothing. So, you know, when it says don't put your, link? That's what I was doing. Like, people would talk to me, and I was like, I don't like you people, but here's my link, and keep it moving. So then when I had to coach, because I made a choice to leave my kid's dad, I became a coach, and that's what messed me up. I became a coach. So 2000 and so from 2013 to 2014, I was just me. 2015, 2016, I became a coach and attracted people I didn't want to be. I became the perfect everything. I made sure certain stuff was, I propped certain things. Whatever. I stopped sharing like random stuff on Facebook as for Instagram really picked off. I used to just share random stuff. I stopped. I became professional. And I started attracting professional people that just wasn't my tribe. And it was the worst thing I ever did. And so it was in 2017 when my team imploded, basically. Like I went from, like, it was the weirdest thing ever. And I was like, what was it before that made this so easy for me? And it was like, I was just myself. And I just went back to being myself. And it's not that I never lied or whatever. I just wasn't being me. Like I would post stuff, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it was like a little bit, or I started to become deep. Okay, so let me tell you, like the worst thing you can do as a coach. You ever been going through something and you made a post that was supposed to help somebody, but in truth it was about yourself because that's what you're going through? So you were pretty much telling somebody off, but it was about you. So it's like, you need to eat better because you need to be healthier. Your life depends on, that was me. Like I was eating ramen noodles while I was making that post, like that type thing. So if you're making those posts and it's because they're like, when you don't spend time with your family because you're scrolling on Instagram, it's because that's you. Like those posts, like you become like, I call it spiritual coach. All of a sudden you're like high horse and the quotes and the everything comes and you're like, yeah, that's not even me. That's just me sharing. I'm struggling and I don't want people to know I'm struggling. So I'm going to make them feel bad about their choices. That was the coach I became. And it was like, but that was my problem. You know what I mean? So I was attracting people that wanted to fix everybody and it just wasn't. So I'm glad that you're at a point where you're like, you're 42. This is my life. This is how I'm going to run it. You're either going to be in, you're going to be out. End of story. You know what I mean? If you don't like what I have to say, there's an unfriend, unfollow, block. Do what you have to do, but don't get attached. The best thing I ever heard was when you go to a restaurant and your waiter asks you for dessert and you say no, they don't go in the background and cry because you didn't want that cheesecake. So there's no reason why you should cry if someone unfollows you, unfriends you, decides you don't want to be their friend. That was the universe taking that negativity out of your life. Keep it, just keep it going and keep pushing forward. So no, stay, be you.
Awesome. Thanks. I love that. Thanks.
You're welcome, baby.
Listen, I just want to hang out with you all the time.
Oh, you do that.
I really do. The next
Punta Cana.
I don't care. I'm finding you. I will. Oh my goodness gracious. You
So
are
great fire. You want to know something funny?
Yes.
I'm an introvert. So being around me, it takes me a while to warm up because I have to soak in energies. So like, if you find me in Punta Cana, I'm going to be drunk. That's the only way that
I'm going to be drunk right next to you.
You and me both.
I was going to say, actually, of all of our team, this probably right here is about it. That's about it.
We're missing Aaron King and Shay, and the party would be complete.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Just a couple of people.
It was funny. This was my first sober Sunday. I was the first, I was like, I did pretty well. They were like, that was like what I meant. I was like, I talked to you, whatever. It's my first sober. Normally, I pregame. That's my thing. Like I tell people I have to pregame. I have to warm myself up. I have to give myself, going into the energy and stuff. So if I don't pregame at first, I'm like this. And then once I get all the energy, then I'm hot. So like for like the first 5-10 minutes, you're like, what's wrong? I just gonna pregame.
Buy you some shots.
Yeah.
That's always a win.
I just appreciate you. I am just soaking up everything like a sponge. You are straight fire, girl. Like,
thank you. Thank you.
I think we saw you on stage.
Yes.
By the way, we saw you representing on stage, and I was like, "That's my girl."
Yeah, she. So Megan messed up. She was like, "Just go out there and act natural." Okay. And then I couldn't hear her, so that was another thing too. I didn't know what she was saying. So like half the time I was like, I don't know what's going on. Am I going the wrong way? What's happening? Because you can't hear the music this way. You can hear it out there. So it was funny at the end. I was like, yeah, maybe hopefully they change it next time to get it.
Love it.
So good. So good. I love, you said something as I was coming in, you said something like the whole avatar thing. I've been struggling with that. And I think I had a conversation with Amanda at Summit about it. I'm like, fuck, I just don't, I don't know. I don't know, like, I don't know what my avatar is. I am struggling so bad with that. But lately, I'm just putting my energy behind everything that I do. And if my vibe is good with you, then we're good.
Right. So what happened with the reason I struggled with the avatar is because I went from a 328 pound on the couch. I would watch 600-pound Life and Biggest Loser eating ice cream. I never did anything with health and fitness. I played zero sports, nothing, to all of a sudden be 100% coaching. So when people are like, what do you do for fun? I'm a coach. I do fitness. So that became my conversation. So I went from absolutely nothing to my hobby to this is my life. So when people are like, I go to Disney, I have this, I do that, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get excited. I don't do it yourself. I pay people for that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that, like my coach's coach decided she wanted to redo her pavement. And I was like, you didn't pay nobody? And she was like, no, I just got bored. I was like, why? Like, how did you learn that? Like, who does stuff like that? I'm like, no, that's just stupid. And she goes, okay. So like today I tagged them in this little thing, like, cause they make fancy foods and I put it on there. It's just like it's a peanut butter jelly sandwich with a fancy word. Yeah, that's about as fancy as I get, is a peanut butter jelly sandwich. But the avatar didn't work for me. Like, they were like the person's size, the person's color. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what size you are. I don't care if you like stuff and I don't like stuff. That's not, like, I like unicorns, but my person doesn't have to love unicorns in order to be my friend. Like, that's my thing. And like, I'm into spiritual stuff. I like oracle cards. I meditate.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, like, that's my thing, but it's also my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a very personal thing.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be like all the time, let me spread out my cards for you today. Like, no, that's fine. Every now and then I'll do like a shuffle and put it in my stories and go, this came to my spirit that somebody needed to hear this today. Every now and then. But that's my thing. So I don't necessarily, my person doesn't have to, my person can be have a religion. As long as that person respects my views, I respect their views. I'm not going to convert them. I don't need them converting me. We're cool. So the avatar thing just didn't work for me because I love love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we love everyone, then why does that person have to be put into a label?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that just hearing it from something outside of me, because I know hands down I have a story. Like, and it's powerful.
Yeah.
So I will authentically share my story. And if you're good with me being completely raw and real, and I feel that it's a genuine, like, interest, then you are my people.
Right.
But
right.
I can't pinpoint. I'm cancer survivor, a single mom of 3. All of that is me.
So look, the word that you said was cancer survivor, right? There's people that survive cancer, but they use another term that's negative.
I put conquer.
Right, conquer. like some people say I had, like it's how they word it. Like it's how you have to look at, like you like I conquered, I've survived, I whatever. Your person uses those words. You know, your person's not gonna be like, I suffered. That's it. I suffered with cancer. Yeah, I didn't suffer. I survived. Whatever. So look at it that way. It's like that's how you pick your person based off the words that you use. Like I said, I like to work hard to play hard. Like I know this sounds bad and it's totally against Beachbody, whatever, but I hit my goal by the 15th. So from now until, I'm just going to talk to people, have fun. I'm going to go to the beach more or whatever. So when it's time to you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, I bust my ass for 2 weeks so that I can relax for 2 weeks. Like, I don't stop working, but I don't bust my butt as much as I did for those 2 weeks. That's just how I like to reward to work. So look at how you run things. Like, what type of mom are you? Like, are you a go with the flow mom? Are you a strict mom? Are you, like whatever, that is like your person. Like, that's how you go. Like, I used to be a strict mom with my older, now my youngest one, if you want cake for dinner, that's cool. As long as you stop talking to me right now, because it's not going to work out with me. Like, that's just how it is. Like, so it depends on like, how are you a mom that has fun with their kids? Are you, like some people don't, and it's okay how you are as a mom. You don't have to change it. But there are other people that are like you, that are other people that have gone through. I ended up having it was rare until like I posted about it and everybody has it, which is cool, but it came off as rare. I developed a rare skin disease out of nowhere. And, I posted about it and people were like, how are you dealing with it? And I was like, what do you mean, how am I dealing with it? It's now another story in my book. I've folded the pages and I've moved on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a new chapter in my life. So look at your story, like make a book, like write your chapters of your life. Like, everything that's happened to you is a chapter. How did you handle that chapter? That is your person. How did you handle the chapter? That is your person. They don't have to have gone through that. It's just how they handled their chapters is your person. That's how I feel. Like, that to me, that's what feels that makes us our person.
Awesome. Thank you. Loved it.
I love that. Does anybody else have any last questions before we wrap up? I'm so glad you jumped on tonight, girl. No clue.
Let me know when you if you follow me, inbox me so I can follow you back. I used to use STEM for whatever, and it messed up. I got all kind of porn sites and stuff on my thing, and I'm just like, I can't. So I
think we all stopped using STEM, and I think a lot of people stopped using 21 Social too, because to help yourself out, it's it used to be free, but now I think it's like $1.99. It's this app called Followers, and it breaks down everything for you. It doesn't do anything for you, but it helps you with your engagement. And so this is what I use. So it'll tell you your followers, who's following you, your new followers, who has followed me, not following back, I'm not following back, users who blocked me, and delete likes and comments. The petty in me needs to know who blocked me. So when a lady and we were having a conversation and she blocked me, she forgot she gave me her email, and I screenshot and said, communication is key. And I emailed her because I'm petty, but I need those things. So if you need those, I don't know if you can see it, but this is what it looks like.
It's called Followers?
Yep, it's called Followers.
okay.
And it has all
You said you figured out what app Carl had used for the whatever. What was that?
Let me find it. Make sure it's the right one. I gotta hit it. It's called Story Lux. Luxe.
Luxe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me see if I can. It probably won't let me do it. So what I was able to do is, so I copied and spliced the old 21 Day Fix Extreme video. so that it seemed like it was a working video, but it wasn't.
A 21-day fix for people who need a fast approach to portion control and fitness so they can effectively lose weight in a short period of time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Serious.
That they didn't run together. I just took the words and then made the video and then just put it inside the two things. So they heard her talk, and then the people that had results, and then I went on, I went and found different foods off of the different Instagram accounts, and then I had that running at the same time, so people could see like people who had results, people's foods, and stuff to go. And it's been getting a lot of more interaction instead of you going, you should try the 21-day fix because, yeah, you know. So I'll take like different videos. I did the same thing with, this is the one that was in Carl, well, it was similar. So this is what I did with Carl. So I was able to put her before and after, and then I took the video off of Instagram and put it there. And that's how I got people hyped up, was because of the music and then the video. So I just took the video off of Carl's page and put it in the stories. And I stole like Jericho's story and screenshot her stuff and put it in there. So
Oh, I love that. Okay. You're giving us new ammunition, my friend.
yeah, I have tons of it. Let me know. I have like 18 of this. I'm a app whore.
I'm down for it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. I know, like, you know, this is early for you. You still got the night ahead of you. You got to feed the kids. I can't believe you have a 21-year-old. Like, black don't crack. That's all I mean, let's just be real, okay? Because, I mean, hello. But thank you. Like, thank you. I am, like, when we met, I knew, I was just like, I gotta know you. So I'm so thankful that you could jump on with us. And this was
anytime. All right, I expect to see you guys as like transformations and stuff to celebrate.
Yes, yes. And for real, jump on B'Neika's page at Once Upon a Squat _official. She is incredible and just lighten it up.
Hold up. Somebody else dropped out. Hold up. Did anybody get a selfie before the other one?
I did, but let's get one together. No, but let's get one so that we all look presentable or kind of presentable. Who's going to take it? Hold on. Wait.
I tried to join one.
Here we go. Shay said, "Hey!" All right, I will tag everyone in it.
Yes.
Thanks, B'Neika, so much for coming on. And the rest of you beautiful ladies, I will send y'all the recording. I'll send it to you too, B'Neika, if you just want to send it to your girls.
Yes, thank you.